Hello, this is Sherry and this is Soul Conscious, and this is going to be the Soul Weather Weekly Forecast, where we're going to pull and get a general message, overall message for the week, a theme, so to speak. And then we're going to go day by day and we're going to pull some emoji cards for each day of the week and then do some clarification on whatever messages want to come through for each day of the week that might add to that overall theme at the beginning here. And I want you to know these are general messages, so they're for whoever finds them, and they're not going to resonate with everyone, of course. But know, if you were brought to this channel and to this video, there's probably something in it for you, because there's a lot of good information that comes through when I do these readings. I channel the messages, whatever seems to want to come through. Sometimes I get songs, sometimes I get messages. And one of the things right when I was doing my meditation before I started this, I got a really strong smell of like a mixture of cedar and pine. And I'm not sure what that means yet, but we'll see if there's something that comes out that kind of corresponds with that. So I'm going to use for the Oracle deck, I used either a combination of Enchanted Map Oracle or Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. And this week I am going to use Sacred Geometry because I was drawn to use this. And what I have is Earth Grid. I love these cards. So this really speaks to the ley lines on the earth and those pockets of energy. And you know, there's if you're not familiar with the ley lines and the earth grid, they're basically lines that you can't see, but they're energetic lines that are drawn across the entire globe. And there's certain hot spots, energetic hot spots in different cities, different places around the world. And if you're on one of these places, usually you feel the energy a lot more intensely. These places typically tend to draw people that are more in tune with energy and can pick up on it. People tend to gravitate to those areas. One of those areas, of course, is Stonehenge and places like that. There's so many to name. But if you're interested, you know, please go out there and research more on ley lines and the Earth grid, because it actually is very fascinating. So that's what we're going to have for the Oracle deck. Now let's see what all that goes with it, because it's interesting that, you know, I got the sense of the make sure I got cards in. That I got the sense of cedar and pine, which typically are more in northern climates. But then we get this Earth grid that talks about the entire globe. So I'm still not sure yet what message wants to come through. So we're going to pull some tarot and see what wants to come through as this general message. So I'm using the African American Tarot as my baseline, and then I'm going to clarify using the Light Seers deck. And then, like I said, I'll go into my cards, my mood cards, my emoji cards, and then try and do some clarification with my personal cards that I draw from, that I drew, because I love using those. They're fun, and they give me, allow me a little more freedom when I do the messages. They just give me a little more leeway than tarot does. And if you watched my last week's reading, and I even had to apologize in my weekend forecast, because I realized that I had, you know, spoken cards incorrectly, because I was just picking up on the messages that wanted to come through, and I wasn't paying close attention to the actual cards and what cards were actually there, just the imagery. So what I have is the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and then the Queen of Pentacles. So this is what I have for you right there. So that really speaks to a lot of independent energy and a lot of growth, a lot of abundance in these cards. And if you're able to tap into that earth grid, the energies of those ley lines, and really work with those, and raise your vibration, you're definitely going to get those, I think you're going to really find that you'll be able to raise your vibration and maybe increase your abundance, especially if you're trying to manifest more joy and abundance in your life. But this is really, to me, it's really speaking so far about abundance and more material abundance than anything. But we'll see what we have. Let's go with this Nine of Pentacles. And it's interesting because on this Ten of Cups, like I was drawn, I mean, of course there's this radio, but I was drawn to all these people down there, all those people and how excited they are, and it's that sense of happiness, and even the Queen of Pentacles there, her contentment. Can I get one more card on this Nine of Pentacles, please? There we go. Okay. So it actually gave me 3 cards, and I have the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So a lot of movement, a lot of communication. We'll see in what direction that wants to go, because I definitely see that all moving toward that Ten of Cups and that Queen of Pentacles, of course, because I did the Nine of Pentacles first. So to me, like, this Nine of Pentacles specifically is almost like a taking stock, like, of where you are in your life, like what, what you've brought to bear in your life, and especially with this card and this deck in the African American Tarot, that's what it means to me when I see that card. Is it's this taking stock, taking inventory, which kind of came out in the weekend messages. And so it looks like to me for this Ten of Cups, so on the Nine of Pentacles, we had the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So definitely like forward movement, like wanting to take action towards something, but maybe, even though the Page of Wands and the Eight of Wands is really like wanting to take this impulsive, quick action towards something, we also have the Knight of Pentacles here, which is movement, but it's movement slow. So, and this guy here, he's taking stock of things. So I think, like, although we want to move towards something, we're taking a moment to think about it. And then for the Ten of Cups, I have Death and the Star. And so I see this as a bringing it into something, and I know a lot of people have been challenged recently with a lot of things that have been going on in their life, especially with the energies and the way the planets have been recently. There has been a lot of things that have been coming to the surface for all of us. Like we're being kind of asked to look at things that we maybe have chosen to ignore in our lives, different pains or discontentment that we have in our life, and whether it be in our relationships, in our work, or where we live. if there's something we're discontented about that is really, bothering us, that we've pushed down or we've tried to ignore, that kind of stuff is really coming to the surface right now. So with this Death and Star card, I see, in the Ten of Cups, that being clarified in the Ten of Cups, this really speaks to me about putting an end to things that are no longer serving us so that we can bring in things that mean more to us, that bring us more joy and happiness in our life. And then, of course, we're working toward this, wanting to be this Queen of Pentacles. And I'm not sure, let's see what we got to clarify this Queen of Pentacles. I've got the Two of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles again. So this really kind of tells me, honestly, that if you're going to, that you might want to take a minute, and there's some things that if you haven't released them, you need to release. There's some things that need to be released and let go of. If you haven't done that, you might be sitting in this indecision that might be blocking you from moving forward and being in that kind of feeling of your Ten of Cups, your Queen of Pentacles, being in that success, that abundance. If you want that joy and happiness and success in your life, now is the time to really take stock of what you have in your life, what's bringing you, discontent, disheartenment, making you uncomfortable, things that you've ignored, that you've thought to yourself, oh, well, I'll deal with this later. Well, this is later. Basically, these cards are saying, this is later. You need to take care of this stuff now. Especially if you want your happiness, your joy, your abundance, if you want to see this material abundance, that the Queen of Pentacles represents, which is, nurturing something, planting the right seeds, so that they grow into the fruit that we want to bear in our lives. So it's really taking stock, as we saw in that first card, in the Nine of Pentacles, taking stock of what we've been, growing in our life, where we've been putting our energy and our time and our effort in our life. And is that bringing us the happiness that we want, we really, really want in our lives? And I mean, this has been kind of a theme, for the last few weeks, and it just seems to keep impacting it. But I see the slow change, like, before there was a lot of indecision, and now it looks like people, with this Death card, people are starting to let go of some things. They're starting to get rid of some things in their life and really starting to take stock. But before you take this impulsive action toward whatever, just take a moment and really think about it before you do something impulsive. And that's what I'm getting for this overall message. So we're going to go ahead and bust out these days of the week, and we're going to start with Sunday, and we're going to go right through Saturday, and we're going to draw an emoji card and see what our mood is for the day, and basically that soul weather, see how we're feeling. And then I'm going to pull some of my cards, hand-drawn cards for each day, to see how that plays into the overall message that we just discussed. So let's go to Sunday, and what do we have? What's our mood for Sunday, please? Need a mood for Sunday? I have a little bit now, and this, honestly, this doesn't surprise me, and I don't know how your week has been, but my week has been a little crazy. Unexpected things, unexpected emotions, because like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's bubbling to the surface, and I have definitely felt it with this full moon that we had this week, on the backside of Valentine's Day, and then, this full moon this week. And so the energy has been crazy. I have definitely, and I other people I've talked to, it's not just me, but other people that I associate with have had some ups and downs and some crazy things happening, which never, that usually is the case around a full moon anyway, is that it seems like things can get a little chaotic at times, more than normal. So, oh my gosh, that's way too many cards. I do want this one, but not those. Okay. So it looks like that there's probably some discussions that have gone on recently that may have caused a little bit of distress, because I have, this is interpersonal, this is talking one-on-one with someone. And this, like, I do have a card, you know, that represents more that, like, online, like, messaging, direct messaging, texting kind of emails, and that's not this. This is more having a real, instead of just a message, having a conversation with someone. So this could be, you know, this could be in the workplace. It could be, you know, anyone in your life, a partner, your kids. It could be anyone. But having, and I don't get this as full on conflict. I just, more of a probably not seeing eye to eye. And this is almost like, I know this is like, usually will represent time passing, but I'm not getting the feel of that off of this card right now. It's giving me more of a vibe of trying to balance things and like, compromise. And it's funny, and that's why I use these cards, because like, I know it doesn't seem like, you know, I just have so much more leeway with the messages that come through than I do with tarot, which is why I like using these, because it really does give me a little more insight into what messages want to come through. So that's what I'm getting for Sunday, is that you might have some discussions on Sunday with someone, a conversation that might, like I said, that might need some compromising, that might need to be brought into balance, you know, to avoid causing some disruption or causing that conflict. It's going to require a little compromise on both of your parts, or I mean, it could be more than one person, but I'm getting mainly probably focused around one person in specific in your life, whether, like I said, whether that be somebody at work, whether that be a partner, a child, anyone. It could be anyone, not specific to romance. So then we're going to go ahead and let's get an emoji card for Monday. How are we going to be feeling on Monday? Please. Please, and thank you. How will we be feeling on Monday? Maybe a little tired. I get that. I feel like yawn. It's not, I don't know that that's necessarily the emoji it's meant to be, but I get a little exhausted, and I get that as a little bit of fatigue, exhaustion, weary on Monday. What is Monday? Usually we always are. Not looking forward to starting that work week on Mondays, and so that doesn't surprise me, honestly. That we might be a little tired, a little weary, depending on what you did this weekend too. What do we got to go with this for Monday? What messages want to come through for Monday, please? Oh, there we go. One more. There we go. Awesome. So it looks like for Monday, especially if you're tired, if you want to avoid disaster, I think you're gonna have to try and fight and battle to get out of that kind of lack of energy, because you might be really busy. I have, you know, the idea card with the B card, which means to me, I mean, and I did have the Tower as well, which, but I see this as, if you want to avoid a Tower, if you come in, if you're tired on Monday and maybe not feeling as productive as you normally do, you might be a little bit busier than you anticipated on Monday, and it's going to require you to have maybe a little more energy than you feel like you have that day. So if you want to avoid, like a negative outcome, then it's probably going to be wise to not be too lazy on Monday and get what you need to do done, is what I'm really picking up on. And especially, if this is around stuff like, if this is something you're starting or doing to bring around that abundance that we saw in the general message, if that's focused around that, something you're starting or doing or changing, maybe you're getting in that space of, maybe I don't, maybe I'm, I don't feel like it. If you've started a diet or exercise, you might want to get off, you might think about at this time, be contemplating whether you really, want to stick with it or not. Especially if you started at the first of the year, you could be in that kind of energy of getting tired of the change and the dedication that it takes and requires to make that change. And so I'm really getting that message that whatever it is that you're striving for, you need to put some energy and effort into it and stick with it. For sure, if you want to see it result in something positive in your life, and you want to see those changes, and you want to have that abundance and happiness and joy surrounding the changes that you're trying to implement for yourself. Boy, come on. Okay, I need a mood card for Tuesday. I've been shuffling for a heck of a long time now. Can I get a mood card for for Tuesday, please? And of course, 3 want to come out. That's too many. After all that. There we go. And there's Tuesday. Blowing our top. Let's see what we might be blowing our top about. Oh, it looks like I'm feeling almost this is a work situation. I'm really picking up work related stuff, especially after for Monday, it felt like something you're doing to be productive, something you need to do around work. I'm really picking up this feeling of, and especially with this Tuesday, I'm getting, I've got a people community card, which, I'm just getting this real vibe of like, this might be work related, more specifically than anything. And then this, usually this is passion, but I'm picking up that same energy, like off of this kind of like, I'm picking up that you kind of need to put some fire under your rear, so to speak, to get things done. Don't leave it up to chance, and that I feel like that the challenge is going to be around communication and people this week. That there might be someone that is writing your case about something that you're just having a hard time with. I'm really picking that up, that there's going to be someone that you're having a difficult time with this week, and it's just going to cause you it's going to be very hard to not lose your top, to stay controlled. You're going to probably have someone or a few people that might trigger you, this week, might trigger something, may say or do something that'll trigger you. And you're going to have to, it's going to take it's going to take a lot on your part, possibly, to remain calm and collected and deal with them in a positive manner. But I really feel like, that's going to be very important, whoever this is or whatever the situation ends up being for you, that you do stay in that calm, collected energy when this comes about for you this week, because it's going to make a big difference toward your overall, it could have an effect on, you know, how someone views you on your job or your performance, things like that. So keep that in mind, that, you know, this may be a week to really watch your tempers, watch how you communicate with people, and the actions that you take when dealing with other people this week. So, and if you do look at this for Wednesday, I have the money card, money emoji. Maybe mind honor money, mind on these double queen of pentacles we saw for the overall message. Mind on the money. See, if you keep your cool and put your head down and get to work, you know, do what you need to do, and don't let people get under your skin, and don't be too lazy. It looks like, you know, it's gonna pay off for you this week. So keep that in mind, because I think that's really the important message that I'm getting right now. Is there any other cards that flipped over? Just those. Okay. So for Wednesday, I have, it's going to be feeling like a burden to get over this hump. But again, lots of cards of this, like avoiding blowing your top, avoiding disaster, avoiding like something blowing up, you know, like, I really feel like it's going to take a lot of effort this week to stay, you know, to not get frustrated and upset about things, even little things, you know, to try and keep your vibration high, to keep yourself in those good energies. And one way to do that is to, like, if I mean, I know a lot of people know this technique, but for those of you that don't, one good trick is to take some deep breaths. Before you react to something, just take a second and just take a couple deep breaths and calm yourself before you react to something. And if you need to, walk away, you know, and you can do something as simple as, hey, you know, can I get back to you? You know, if they're asking you for something or demanding something from you, say, yeah, I need a minute to think about it and I'll get back to you. You know, whatever works for you to avoid that confrontation, that conflict that might arise if someone's getting under your skin. Like if you're under a deadline and people are trying, you know, they're wanting something from you and they're harassing you or micromanaging you, and you're just trying to get your work done, and they're keeping you from doing that, which is driving you crazy. You know, like I said, do what you have to, get up, you know, take a walk, take a deep breath, whatever you can do within the constraints of, you know, your job and your situation, and make sure that you respond in a calm, collected way, because I do see that, you know, this week's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough one, and I feel this is almost that, you know, calm down, take a minute, walk away, almost that, you know, kind of what I was talking about, you know, from these situations, so they don't bring you a bunch of stress, you know. And like I said, you just don't want to blow up on somebody this week. I think it's going to have negative effects if you blow something out of proportion and don't compromise and work with somebody. It might have bigger consequences than you anticipate, potentially. So I think it's really important this week to stay in those high vibrational energies, to keep your peace, you know, keep yourself in a good place and a good frame of mind. Okay, what do we have? Let's see, I think we're on, that was Wednesday, so we're on Thursday. So what do we have for Thursday? Need a mood. What's our mood for Thursday, please? How are we feeling for Thursday? Okay, thinking about and contemplating on some things, looks like. Those cards, well, I'm not feeling it. Those were flipped over, but those are the cards from last time. I think I just put them back in the deck wrong. Okay, one more. It looks like we're going to get through the worst of it. We're going to get through the worst of it on We're going to get through the worst of it maybe by Thursday. So this is that tug of war, and trying to find the median, the middle ground. And this can be like, usually this is a mirror, but I'm getting more like a magnifying glass off of this, especially, coupled with this, like really examining something, looking at a situation. And here we got that, take a break, get your mind off of things, relax, take a deep breath, that kind of same energy, that we kind of had on, that I was talking to on Wednesday, that, if things are getting to you, or if a person's getting to you, find a way to take a break, get away from the situation. And this can potentially lead to some opportunities if you can manage to avoid this conflict, or bringing something up in the heat of the moment, that might cause an argument, a fight, raised voices, getting yourself, and we all know that kind of kick the cat. Oh, if I got the wrong set of cards. That kick the cat kind of analogy, where someone has a bad day, like somebody does something to somebody at work, and they come home and they may take that out on their spouse, who takes that out on their kids, then the kids take it out on the pets. Everything goes downhill and daisy chains off of you and your energy, so in your mood. So if you go out there and you're like, if somebody disrupts your day, and somebody puts you in a negative mood, and you carry that negative mood and you let it affect your day, you're going to affect, essentially with that negative mood, you are going to affect everyone around you, in that mood that you're in. So if you stay in that negative energy, in that negative place, everyone after that point, that day, is going to be affected by your negative energy. Everyone you interact with, they're going to feel that negative energy coming off of you, and it's going to affect how you interact with everyone after that point in your day. And this is why it's so important to take a moment and calm yourself down when you get in those moments of frustration, irritation, aggravation, to really try and change that mindset and that frame of mind before you do anything else. Get yourself out of that energy before you interact with other people or other things, because you're just taking that energy into the next thing. And this is why it's so important to keep your energy and your frequency, your vibration high, because it does snowball. It's like ripples on a pond. It affects everyone. And this is where I really see this tying in now, that message of, with the ley lines and how everything is connected. All of us are connected, and your energy and your mood, how it can ripple out, and it can have an effect on everything around you. And it just spreads. Because if you affect somebody negatively and affect their day, they, who knows how many people they're going to affect in that same day. You don't know how many lives they're going to touch after you touch their life, that day. So that's something really important to keep in mind, because you just don't know how you're going to affect somebody's day, and how that in turn is going to affect everyone's day that they come into contact with after that point in time. So very important message to always try and keep your energy and your vibration high, your mood good at all times as much as you can. And if you aren't, it's that you need to get away from people, things, as best as you can, or find ways to take a moment, take some deep breaths, whatever you have to do to calm yourself and get yourself out of that energy. So we'll go ahead and move on to Friday. What do we have for, what's our mood for Friday, please? Oh, okay. Oh, I like this for Friday. We got Mr. Happy Smiley Love Smiles. I know I can be a little silly sometimes. Oh, looks like we're gonna have some emails and text messages, maybe from someone that we are thinking about on Friday. Yep, some conversations for sure. We got conversations, not only, you know, like conversations, but also text, email, text messaging, someone moving towards you. This could be travel for some people, maybe getting away for the weekend, but I do get that for some people, probably getting away, wanting to get out and get away this weekend. But I also see this as maybe moving towards someone you're talking to, and it looks like maybe being a little activity around maybe some plans that you're trying to form, or if you're trying to get away for the weekend, you know, plan to get away from the weekend, a little bit of activity that's around trying to get things in order to get the heck out of Dodge for the weekend, maybe get somewhere to get that mood. Maybe you need a break after this week. It seems like the energies might be a little bit tough for some people overall. That's what I really feel. So it's good that by Friday it looks like we'll be in a lot better energy, especially if we get some communications from somebody that puts us in a better mood, puts us in that, you know, kind of loving frame of mind, you know, happy, loving frame of mind. Okay. So Saturday, I'm actually picking up after seeing the Friday's card. This Saturday, you might have some romantic interest. Definitely this weekend might have a little bit of fun on that side of things, is how I'm going to put it. Try and keep it PG here as much as possible. I tend to blush really easily. I don't know if you'll notice or you're noticing, but because I felt certain things off of this card, and yeah, it's probably making me blush a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'm picking up for this weekend. Maybe that's why you got those, you know, got some communication from someone that you met up with and do something with over the weekend, spend some time with, that's gonna put you in a little bit of better mood. I guess that's one way to get out of those negative energies, right? Okay, oh my gosh, I got so many cards that came up. Okay. So for our last day of the week, for Saturday, as we wrap this up, I've got, let's see, they got the passion card. I'm getting a little bit of mischievousness off of this, playfulness, because foxes can be playful. I'm getting playful and definitely passion, desire, of course, to go with this. Opportunities, taking a chance. And then I have this, I just get this as maybe, you know, you probably looking someone up online or even communicating online, possibly, you know. I'm not picking up anything as far as like a research kind of tone. It's more just like maybe using electronics to communicate with someone. So I think that's the messages I have for this week. At least it ended on a very interesting note based on the messages that came through. So I hope you enjoyed this reading and enjoyed spending this time with me. And I thank you so much for watching if you took the time to watch this video. I appreciate you greatly. And if you have a chance and you like this video, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow and it helps you share your energy with me so that I can pick up on your energy and help, you know, it helps that read into the messages that I pick up when I do these reading. So, and I do and all signs as well, besides these soul weather forecasts. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here and say, see ya. Joy, love, and light. Y'all have a really good day, okay?